Salut tout le monde et bienvenue à l'après-match officiel des Alouettes de Montréal. Mon nom est Joey Alfieri et encore une fois, une 5e défaite de suite pour les Alouettes. C'est long. Oh yeah. Safe travels back. Ouais, c'est compliqué, ça fait mal. On va continuer à être frustré pour au moins une autre semaine. C'est pas évident la performance de ce soir. En défensive, ça a quand même bien été. Non, je devrais dire ça a quand même bien été. On a accordé beaucoup de jeux au sol, beaucoup de verges au sol, mais il restait un 16-9 avec 6 minutes à faire. Et on a vu, à la fin, ils ont marqué des points sur un paquet de revirements. Donc c'est pas facile en ce moment. C'est compliqué à voir. Ouais, on va juste tasser un tout petit peu. Mais en ce moment, tu ressens, il y a peut-être un petit manque de confiance dans le groupe en ce moment parce que il y a des jeux que d'habitude ils sont en mesure de faire. Et quand tu perds 4 de suite, quand tu n'as pas ton corps arrière partant, ton corps étoile, c'est sûr que ça devient extrêmement compliqué. Mais on va répondre à vos questions, on va lire vos commentaires. Donc, si vous en avez, on va, en attendant les joueurs et tout ça, le vestiaire est fermé en ce moment, mais aussitôt que le vestiaire ouvre, on va parler aux joueurs et donc, mais l'évaluation ce soir, les conditions sont difficiles, mais les Tiger Cats ont eu le bon plan de match. Ils ont exécuté le bon plan de match. Il faut leur donner crédit parce que quand même, c'est une équipe qui a joué lundi. Là. Ils ont joué lundi contre Toronto. Ils ont perdu un match extrêmement serré. C'était difficile. Ils ont trouvé une façon d'être plus physique sur la ligne de mêlée que les Alouettes ce soir. Que ce soit la ligne à l'attaque, on l'a vu, la ligne à l'attaque des Tiger Cats ce soir, quand même dominée. Sur la ligne défensive, ils ont quand même fait du bon boulot aussi. Remarque, les Alouettes ont eu du succès avec le jeu au sol, mais quand tu tires de l'arrière par plusieurs points en fin de rencontre, c'est sûr que tu peux moins courir avec le ballon. Performance difficile au poste de corps aussi. C'était pas facile pour James Morgan ce soir, mais encore une fois, je sais que je vois les commentaires rentrer déjà. Je sais qu'on va le dire. Ça n'a pas été une performance facile. Plusieurs passes échappées ce soir aussi. Et comme j'ai mentionné, je trouve que la ligne défensive des Tiger Cats a quand même mis de la pression. En fin de match, c'était compliqué pour la ligne à l'attaque des Alouettes et pour le corps parce qu'il y a eu plusieurs revirements. Donc, c'est ça. Donc, c'est ça. Et évidemment, en attaque ce soir, on n'a pas été en mesure de bouger le ballon. Beaucoup trop de séquences où c'était 2 jeux et un botté de dégagement. On a vu Speaker, Sneed en fin de rencontre, mais ils n'ont pas vraiment été, ciblés trop souvent. Et donc, c'est ça qui est ça. Écoute, c'est pas facile ce soir. Il y a aucune excuse. On sort d'un bye week. Il y a plusieurs joueurs blessés qui sont revenus. Et malheureusement, faut donner crédit aux Tiger Cats parce que ils ont gagné la série de la saison. Ils ont maintenant une avance de 4 points de la première place. Et les Alouettes, écoute, il va falloir se poser des questions tout au long de la semaine. Il va falloir trouver une solution parce que ça ne sera pas facile la semaine prochaine non plus. Là. Les Rough Riders sont la meilleure équipe de la Ligue en ce moment. Ils ont une très belle fiche et c'est compliqué d'aller gagner à Regina, même quand les choses vont très, très bien. Donc, on va voir. On ne sait pas est-ce que Davis Alexander revient la semaine prochaine ou pas. On n'a aucune idée. Mais s'il n'est pas en mesure de jouer, il va falloir trouver la recette gagnante en attaque parce qu'en ce moment, les placements, il y a trop de placements. Et j'adore José Mantos. Il a fait du bon boulot ce soir. Il était parfait encore. Un long placement avec quand même mouillé assez. Donc, c'est quand même pas des circonstances faciles pour Maltos, mais il a été en mesure de bien jouer et de convertir sur ces trois placements. Mais avec trois placements, tu ne gagnes pas. Et si tu concèdes 26 points, vraiment, la vérité, c'est que c'était 16, la défensive des Alouettes a accordé 16 points. Avait accordé 16 points avec 6 minutes à faire. Mais c'est pas assez. C'est pas assez. OK, on va commencer avec les joueurs. James Letcher Jr. est là. James, just from your own personal standpoint, I thought that the team really missed you over the last few weeks, while you were gone, and I felt like you gave them a spark. There was a lot of times where you put the offense in, really nice situation when it came to field position. You had the big return right before half that led to the field goal. Just how did you feel about your game?
I think I did good, but it ain't just about me. It's a team sport, and we just got to come together and find a way to win. It's hard losing, and it's hard losing 5 straight. So I don't know how we're going to do it, but we're going to get back to the film and look in the mirror, see what we can get better at, and go from there.
Well, so just what's the feeling right now in the room? Just you guys came out of there just now. What's the message and what's the feeling?
If you're not with us, get out, basically. Make sure we still believe because it ain't over. Obviously, we're on a 5-game losing streak, but we're still number 2 in the East. So we just got, like I said, we just got to find a way. We got to keep going, keep chopping wood, and get back to who we are, get back to winning.
It doesn't feel like a talent thing. It just feels like a little bit of a confidence thing. Do you get that vibe as well?
A little bit, yeah. Just based on, I don't want to blame it on the weather, but obviously it has an impact. And I don't want to blame it on the injuries, but also that has an impact. It's just we just gotta find a way. I mean, everybody wins and loses, everybody learns, and we just gotta find a way. I don't know how we're gonna do it, but we're gonna do it, and we're gonna get back to what we're used to and back to winning.
I should do this, Letcher.
Yes, sir. Appreciate
All right. James Letcher Jr. had a terrific game tonight. Was very dynamic in the return game. On va continuer à passer des joueurs en entrevue. J'aimerais juste passer une couple de commentaires parce qu'on n'a pas fait ça encore. Bon, on a un bye-bye Morgan, 2 big giveaways, 22 yards, end of the third quarter. Moss mistaken not keeping in Duke. So, I mean, look, the reality is this is an extremely difficult offense to learn. And the reality is, Cam Dukes has been here for, I think it's 3 weeks now. And so, to throw him in there, I think the situation you're in right now is you're out your quarterback 2, your quarterback 3 that you went through training camp with. And so you kind of really, I think, to be fair to everybody in this situation, I don't think you have an opportunity to go to anyone else right now. I think that you need to give, Patterson and Dukes just an opportunity to get a little bit more familiar with what's going on in the offensive system. So, I know credit to Jason Moss. He's trying. They're trying out there. They're trying to call the best plays possible. They're trying to find a way to get the ball rolling offensively. But kind of is what it is right now with the quarterback situation. All right, let's go to Lual Ugwak. Nice enough to stop by. I'm okay, buddy. How are you? What's the feeling right now?
I mean, obviously not the feeling that we want right now. Doesn't feel good having a close game just go that way and us having a chance to finish it off. And, it is what it is, though. We got to find a way to get better. However it goes, we just got to find that way soon.
I know you're going to tell me that, ideally you'd stop the run a little more than you did tonight. But at the end of the day, they scored 16 points with 6 minutes to go in the game. Defensively, overall, how do you feel like it went as a unit?
I think as we came out in the second half, we kind of stopped the run a little bit better than we were in the first half. We still put ourselves in better positions to do so. And I think, we at the end of the day, we had them with 16 points with 6 minutes left. The game is still right there. It's a touchdown, an extra point. Maybe go for 2, tie it. Like, we were right there, man. And, it sucks that the game went this way, but, the chips fell where they were. And we just, we have to take that on the chin.
I know you guys are coming off a bye week, so you're going to tell me that fatigue doesn't really make sense, but you guys did spend a lot of time on the field tonight. Just how tough is it to go as a defense? Yeah. Just how tough is it to keep having to go out there when there isn't really any sustained drives offensively?
Honestly, we're built for this. We showed it in the past. We're built for whatever situation comes our way. We could be on the field all game, however long it goes. And, it sucks that we couldn't get the dub, but you know, we could be there for any position. It doesn't matter as long as we're out there to do what we can for our team.
Do you feel collectively like it's not a talent issue? I don't think but do you feel like there's maybe just a lack of confidence at this point, just that comes with a losing streak, maybe?
I think that dawns on you having a lack of confidence, but I know our coach has the utmost confidence in us, and we have to show that we have confidence in ourselves too. I know as a defense that we do. I know as an offense that they do as well. But as a collective, we got to come together and just find a way to make things right. Especially when we have the opportunity. 6 minutes left, down 7 points.
Yeah.
Like those are the moments you want as a team. And we just the ball didn't bounce our way, and they took advantage of what we gave them.
Appreciate you stopping by, Lual.
Of course.
All right, Lual Ugwak, solid performance tonight by the entire defense, including big number 96. Okay. My question is, how are they so bad on a repeated basis? How are they so bad on a repeated basis? I think you want to look at you. I think you want to be fair. It wasn't great tonight, but you want to jump in? Jump on! Come on, let's go. We got more Alouette alumni, actually Tiger Cat alumni too, but we don't have to talk about that. With Brandon Rugby, who's visiting from the West Coast, former Alouette running back. What are you up to? What are you doing here?
Man, coming to check the guys out.
Okay.
Wanted to support the guys and get back out here and feel at home again, right? So tough one today.
Yeah.
But things to build on,
Yeah.
right? It's good to be back, man.
Yeah, no, it's nice to see you. It's funny, you came up on our weekly podcast a couple weeks ago before the BC game because I said I didn't really have many fond memories in BC, and I know you eventually played for the Lions. You had a lot of success there, but the one game where it was positive for the Alouettes in Vancouver, we're talking about you and Suddy that ran for like well over 200 yards. Just when you look back at your time here, and you guys were a dynamic. You guys were very dynamic. You brought the speed. He brought the thump a little bit. Just what do you remember about those times in Montreal?
It was a special time, right? I was talking about those guys to my wife the other day, right? Stephon Logan, Terrell Sutton, Brandon Whitaker, all those guys I was able to learn from, and we were able to feed off of each other, right? S.J. Green, John Bowman. It was just such a special time, and it's I think being a part of that legacy, right, and seeing where guys are now, seeing what the organization is now, we were part of that. We're part of that growth, part of that change. And I think the process of being great takes time, right? It's a transition phase, right? You get a new quarterback in, and the team flows, and everybody molds, and you start stacking wins.
Yeah.
Right?
I know you know all about quarterback turnover. There was quite a bit when you were here. This is quarterback 4 and 5 that suited up tonight, so not easy. Just tell us what you're up to, where you're living, what you're up to. I know you're out on the West Coast. Are you still out on the West Coast?
Yeah, I'm in California. So I run part of a business called Faces, and it's a mental health and education agency.
Cool.
It's actually something that I did when I played. So during the off season, I would go home and I would work in this agency. And now I'm at a space now where I'm helping run it with my partner. And so things are well, man. I'm married, 2 little girls. I'm happy.
Is it weird to see me in Alouettes colors? Because when we would talk, I was on the other side. I was part of the bad guys.
Yeah, no. I love it. I love it for you, right? It's just the evolution. This is all a matter of time. I remember you told me you couldn't wait to get into this space where you could do this for your space, and man, I'm proud of you, brother.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you for stopping by. Don't be a stranger, and we'll be in touch. We'll have to do some content this offseason. All right, Brandon Rudley, former Alouettes running back, who's making a trip over from California. We had Alan Michael Cash in the last game. We got Brandon Rudley this week. That was nice to see the alumni out and fully supporting. Okay, how are they bad? That's where we were. Sorry, Christian. Yes, how are they bad on a repeated basis? Well, look, I think in fairness, I think when you get down to quarterback 4, and I know it was tough tonight, but I don't think James Morgan is your typical quarterback 4. I think he'd be higher on the depth chart on a lot of other teams, and I know that's tough to hear probably for you guys tonight because it was a tough performance. There's no doubt about that, but I really believe that. But you lose your starting quarterback, you lose quarterback 2, you lose quarterback 3, and it's just you're going down the list, and you have guys who don't have as much experience in this game, and so you got a wave of injured players back tonight. I think we saw some flashes from Austin Mack. Looked solid tonight. We've got some some good performing. We saw Philpott play as well. I think you saw some positive from Mustafa Johnson. So I think you got to give just time for it all to get in rhythm, but there's no doubt that they have to find answers offensively here because it's 9 points in the CFL is not going to be enough. So I think how are they repeatedly so bad? I think that's a bit harsh. But there's no doubt that they're going to have to look themselves in the mirror this week, and they're going to have to find solutions. At the same time, this is a group of players. A lot of these players and a lot of these coaches, have been around for a long time, so they have that experience to draw on. Where it doesn't look positive, it doesn't look. There's times where it doesn't look great, and all of a sudden you get hot, and you get hot at the right time, and things go okay. All right. Bon, Nicole, salut Nicole, pauvre Joey. Difficile d'être positif, très déçu, mais je garde espoir. Moi aussi, écoute, je pense que James Letcher l'a mentionné, c'était James qui l'avait dit, que le message dans le vestiaire, c'est que si tu ne crois pas, bye bye, salut. Donc, c'est la même chose pour nous autres à l'extérieur et les partisans et tout ça. Il faut garder espoir parce qu'on a déjà vécu des moments difficiles dans cette organisation-là et on a trouvé des solutions dans le passé. Donc faut trouver les solutions, faut trouver les réponses aux tests à tous les semaines. Et malheureusement, ça fait 5 matchs de suite là, qu'on n'a pas les réponses. Et va falloir trouver les réponses. Slow Burn Joe, aïe aïe. Hi, Joey. Do you think the Alouettes will still make the playoffs? Ron and ex-Montreal are living in Mississauga, Ontario. Yeah, Ron. I mean, look, do I think they'll make the playoffs? I do. I think this is a team that they're going to get it back on the rails. We've seen, them get healthy. They got a big batch of players come back this week. And so, I know it didn't click and it didn't gel tonight, but you're waiting for Davis Alexander to come back as well. And you kind of just have to hang in there. You just kind of have to hang in there. Right now, the difference is you played Hamilton. You're 4 points back on Hamilton. You played them twice. You lost twice. You lost 2 close games. So, you've come up short, and that's the difference. You've lost the season series. So, finishing in first place, you're going to have to get real hot, real fast to finish in first and get that bye. But as we've seen the last few years, finishing first place is great. And I'm not going to lie to you. I would take finishing first place every single year. But last year, Toronto finished second, came in here in the East Final, and won. The year before that, Montreal went into Toronto in the East Final after having played the week before and won. So there's no guarantees. I think the Alouettes still make the playoffs. I think this is too talented of a roster. I think there's a confidence, a lacking of confidence when you've lost 5 games in a row and you make mistakes that you wouldn't normally make. But yeah, that just kind of comes with the territory. All right, James. All right, bud. Doing all right. So, look, obviously, I know what you're going to tell me, but I'll ask you the question anyway. Just offensively tonight, it didn't seem to click for the unit as a whole. Just how did you see it unfold before you?
Yeah, definitely disappointing, and obviously not at all what we expected. And it's going to be going back to the drawing board and looking at starting with myself, looking at what I could have done better, because there's definitely a lot that I could have done better. And it's unfortunate because I felt like we had a great week of practice, and for whatever reason it didn't show up. And all you can do is learn from that and move forward. And I think that's what we're going to do.
Yeah, I know you got to watch the tape, so getting into the nuts and bolts of it is going to be tough. But just what's the message in the room here after the game? Because you guys have a big one next week. It's a tough place to play in Saskatchewan. Just what's the message in the group here?
I think 2 things. One is look at yourself in the mirror. Everybody in there, look at yourself and see what you could have done better. And 2 is resilience. Tough times make hard people. And that's how we're looking at this. And there's a lot of fight in this team, and that's something that will never change regardless of whatever the score is. And so looking forward to next week.
Yeah. It felt like, if you're looking at I'll throw some of the positives your way because I know you probably have a hard time saying, but I thought you had a nice little connection with Austin Mack. I thought you guys were able to move the ball late. Can you take anything from that? Travis ran the ball very well tonight. You found him a couple of times. Just can you take anything from that and just transition it into some momentum?
Absolutely. You absolutely can. And with a game like this, as bad as it feels and as bad as it was, there are positives, like you're saying. And so it's going to be looking at those, building off those, and figuring out, okay, how do we take some of those negative plays and turn them into sort of more of the positives, for sure.
Thanks for this, James. Appreciate you stopping by. Thank you. Have a good weekend, and we'll see you next week. All right. Donc, si vous avez entendu James Morgan, c'est sûr qu'il y a beaucoup de déception dans sa voix. Il l'a dit, il pouvait être meilleur, mais Petit cas dans le 5. Mais ils sont prêts à retourner au drawing board, comme on dit. Je ne sais pas c'est quoi le mot drawing board en français, mais c'est correct. On va passer à Darnell Sankey. All right. So I know that the run defense tonight had a little bit of a hard time, but you guys allowed 16 points with like 6 minutes to go in the game. Just overall defensively, how do you feel like it went tonight for the 12-man unit?
Yeah, we need to play better. It's not a secret. We just need to get back to playing winning football. Just get back to doing what we used to do, and we all gotta look ourselves in the mirror and figure it out because can't keep losing. It sucks.
I know you're a confident guy, and I'm not asking this question as individuals, but as a collective. Do you feel like I know it's not a lack of talent, but do you feel like there's a little bit of a lack of confidence? Because I feel like there's some mistakes here and there that are made that maybe come with a 5-game losing streak that you guys don't typically make.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's necessarily a lack of confidence. I think it's just more so just that feeling of like we're losing, maybe you can get in some people's head, but is that an excuse for us? No. I don't think anybody on our team uses that as an excuse. I think it's just part of the game, man. Part of the game. So, on a side note, I think we're still in second. Yep. So, all we can do is move forward.
And this is what we're just saying. The reality is, Hamilton's 4 points ahead. We've lost 2 games to Hamilton. That's the difference. 2 close games to Hamilton because it's a 7-point game in both in the dying moments of the game. So, I know close is only good in horseshoes and hand grenades, but you feel like you guys are still in a really good spot given where you are in the standing.
Yeah, we always want to feel like we're in it. Yeah. We don't ever feel like we're out of it, but we can only control what we can control. We can only do what we do. So, it's at the end of the game. At the end of the day, the only thing that matters is winning. Yeah. So we didn't win. We just got to get back to the drawing board.
I know it's going to be hard for you to answer this without having seen the tape, but just on the with the ground game tonight, just what do you think went not necessarily according to plan?
I got to watch it. Yeah. I really don't know. I really got to watch it. It's such a blur, especially being the mic. Sometimes, I just got to watch it. I just got to watch the film.
So, look, you've been around a long time. When you arrived in 2023, this team had lost 4 in a row, and you guys were able to flip the switch and turn it around. How do you flip that switch going into SAS next week?
We got to go flip it ourselves. Ain't no one going to do it for us. Every team we play is a great team. So the only people that are going to do it is us in our room. No one can help us. Media is going to say what they want to say. Outside noise is going to be outside noise. Fans are going to be fans. At the end of the day, we as a team have to figure it out ourselves.
Always appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
All right. Darnell Sankey, middle linebacker for the Montreal Alouettes. Nice enough to stop by. On va continuer avec les commentaires. So, Ron, I got you. Le plan de match des Owls en attaque est inefficace et l'entraîneur-chef qui est aussi responsable de l'attaque est totalement désorganisé. Mais non, je suis pas d'accord avec toi. Désorganisé, c'est pas je peux pas je peux dire que l'attaque n'a pas été bonne ce soir, mais le coach n'est pas désorganisé. Le coach est quand même, je dirais qu'il est très, très organisé. Donc, écoute, c'est vraiment, je pense que c'est difficile quand tu es rendu. Je veux juste faire attention parce que il y a beaucoup de bons joueurs ici avec les Alouettes, mais quand tu passes à 4 carrières différents dans de 11 matchs, là, c'est pas évident, c'est pas facile de trouver les solutions et de trouver les réponses en attaque quand tu roules avec. C'est pas que les gars sont pas bons, c'est que tu as des gars qui ont pas nécessairement eu beaucoup de répétitions. Tu as des gars qui n'ont pas été en mesure. C'est sûr que la majorité des répétitions va au corps partant et au deuxième corps arrière lors des matchs hors concours, ou même pas les matchs hors concours, mais pendant le camp d'entraînement. Donc, tu sais, de préparer un autre corps, c'est pas évident. Et honnêtement, si tu regardes n'importe quelle équipe dans le football professionnel ou même niveau collégial, tu enlèves les 3 premiers corps arrière. Est-ce que tu penses que l'attaque va bien paraître tout de suite? Moi, j'ai confiance en James Morgan. Morgan l'a mentionné, il a très bien performé cette semaine, en pratique cette semaine. Il a été très, très bon. Mais pendant le match, ça va prendre un peu de temps avant qu'il y ait la chimie qui se bâtit. Et là, on a vu son premier match avec Mac, premier match avec Phil Pott. Donc, tu sais, quand tu vas au quatrième quart arrière, c'est pas qu'il est pas bon, il est clairement assez bon pour être professionnel. Tu sais, James Morgan a été repêché en quatrième ronde de le repêchage de la NFL par les Jets de New York. Il y a clairement un talent là, mais c'est de bâtir la chimie à travers les répétitions. Donc, c'est ça. Donc, c'est comme ça que je vois ça. Donc, on veut blâmer le coach, mais quand tu tombes au quatrième carrière, il faut donner un peu de temps au coach et au carrière en place de trouver les solutions. Et ça fait mal ce soir. Écoute, c'est clair, ça n'a pas été assez bon. 26-9, tu as marqué 9 points. Ça n'a pas été bon du tout. Mais tu sais, de critiquer le coach ou les sélections de jeu, je sais pas. Je trouve que c'est un peu intense. Là. Faut, je ne veux pas faire d'excuses, mais tu parles à n'importe quel coordonnateur à l'attaque, n'importe quel coach, tu passes à ton quatrième carrière en dedans de 3 mois. Je m'excuse, mais tu sais, je défends pas la performance ce soir, absolument pas. Mais tu sais, il faut dire les vraies choses aussi. Là. Je veux critiquer le coach, les sélections de jeu, tout ça. C'est votre opinion, mais c'est tout. C'est bien correct. OK. On va passer au. On va continuer avec les entrevues, mais je veux continuer avec les commentaires. Pathétique, dit Martial. Pourquoi avoir renvoyé Morgan dans le match? Je l'ai expliqué un peu. Je pense que tu regardes la situation et les deux corps arrière qui sont derrière Morgan en ce moment, c'est des bons corps avec de l'expérience, mais ils n'ont pas d'expérience dans l'attaque des Alouettes de Jason Moss. C'est là que ça devient un peu compliqué. C'est que tu veux t'assurer que tu mets tes joueurs dans des bonnes positions et je ne sais pas si on met... On a essayé avec Duke, ça n'a pas donné l'étincelle qu'on espérait, mais malheureusement, c'est ça. Je pense que Cam Dukes pourrait être très intéressant pour cette équipe-là. Même chose pour Shea Patterson. C'est juste qu'il faut leur donner un peu de temps dans l'attaque des Alouettes parce qu'on le sait, là, il y a Davis Alexander l'a mentionné. Même chose pour Bethel Thompson. Là, ils l'ont dit, c'est une attaque qui n'est pas facile à apprendre. Quand ça va bien, ça va bien. Mais quand ça va moins bien, ça va moins bien. Non, c'est correct. On va juste... Est-ce qu'on peut passer au jeu boost et on va passer au jeu boost et au jeu les joueurs du match? On va essayer. C'est correct. Non, c'est bien correct. Je n'étais pas prêt maintenant. On va aller avec le joueur du match. On va essayer de le passer en entrevue. C'est correct. On va essayer de le passer en entrevue, mais le joueur du match voté par les partisans, le joueur du match Budweiser de ce soir, c'est Lorenzo Burns, le demi de coin des Alouettes, qui a réussi une interception et c'est lui qui a récupéré un échappé tôt dans la rencontre, profondément dans le territoire des Alouettes. Donc, félicitations à Lorenzo Burns. Si je ne me trompe pas, c'est la première fois que Lorenzo Burns remporte le joueur du match Bud. Donc, c'est toujours le fun quand un joueur gagne ce trophée pour la première fois. Et on va essayer de lui parler. Sur ce thème-là, l'échappée dont on a parlé, ça va être le jeu boost de la rencontre. Écoute, les Tiger Cats, c'est la première séquence à l'attaque. Ils ont réussi un gros jeu à Kenny Lawler tôt dans la rencontre et ils ont été en mesure de redresser la situation, les Alouettes, parce que Greg Bell avait le ballon. C'est une belle course. Il était à la ligne de 5-4-3 et c'est Wesley Sutton et Ciante Evans qui ont arraché le ballon et c'est Lorenzo Burns qui est allé chercher le ballon. Donc, aucun point pour les Tiger Cats. Et pour moi, c'est le jeu boost de la rencontre et Lorenzo Burns est le joueur du match. Budweiser. OK, on va continuer avec les commentaires. I woke up from my nap at halftime. The Owls did not. It must be nice to be able to take a nap halftime. Pierre dit, ils vont finir la saison avec 6 victoires consécutives. Écoute, c'était 8 victoires consécutives pour finir la saison 2023. Donc, tout est possible. Danny made a huge mess in the offseason. Who is that? I lost it. Okay, sure. I mean, they're down 12 starters at one point. I mean, look, we cannot. I understand it's frustrating. I understand it's difficult. I understand that the team is not playing well. But you want to go after the head coach, who's clearly a head coach. You want to go after the GM, who's clearly going to the Hall of Fame when his career is all said and done. That's fine. That's your prerogative. But I just, I think you have to keep things into perspective. That's what I'm trying to do here. I'm not saying it was good. Just let's keep the big picture in perspective tonight. Okay, let's go to running back Travis Tice, who had a really solid performance tonight. One of the bright spots for this team. Travis, I know it's going to mean much to you, but just your performance, I thought you did really well. You ran well between the tackles. You caught the ball well. Just how do you feel about the way that you performed?
I mean, there's things that we worked on this week. We made an emphasis that we did get better. That's great to see, but we have a lot of things to work on, and we'll do so.
How tough was it to, you never that rhythm? Like, how frustrating is it when you come back to the sideline and you're just like, you can't get that drive? You can't stay in a drive. Like, what's the mindset? What's the frustration level like on the field?
I mean, our goal is to go out there and sustain the drive. When we know that it sucks, and we talk about it on the sideline, we talk about it all the time. Got to quit talking about it. Got to start doing it.
Yeah, you guys, I think individually, you guys are each super confident. I think that the level of talent on this, obviously, when everybody's healthy and firing on all cylinders, you guys saw you were the last team to be undefeated in the CF here. But just, is it a group, like a confidence issue as a collective? Like, is there mistakes that are made when you lose 5 in a row that you typically wouldn't make when things are maybe going a little bit better? Do you feel, or am I out to lunch here?
I think as a group we have confidence. Everybody knows we have the talent in the room. We have what it's, in the organization. So it's just a matter of clicking and playing together.
What's the message just going to, coming out of the locker room here? You guys all had a chance to speak, obviously. Just what's the message and what's the mindset going into Regina?
Keep pounding. We're going to keep pounding, getting better at the things we need to get better at, and it's going to turn our way soon.
Appreciate this. I think a lot of people believe it. A lot of people are still on the bandwagon, and I know I am. So I can't wait to come back. It'll be great. We'll see you in Regina next week.
Thank you.
Travis Tice had a very solid performance tonight for the Montreal Alouettes. Okay, let's keep it rolling. La pire performance depuis des années, la défensive comme une passoire, l'attaque inexistante. Ben, écoute, l'attaque inexistante, je vous le concède pour ce soir, mais défensive comme une passoire, oui, on a accordé beaucoup de verges au sol, je devrais dire, mais ce que je peux vous dire, c'est que on avait accordé 16 points, dont un touché seulement, et il restait 6 minutes à faire. Là, une coupe de revirement, il y avait des moments un peu difficiles à gérer, mais en fin de match. Mais la défensive, oui, on a concédé des verges, mais en réalité, là, je m'excuse, mais si tu accordes 16 points dans un match, ou avec 6 minutes à faire au match, tu donnes quand même des pas pires de gagner. Donc c'est pas mal ça. C'est ça qui est ça. Et on va continuer dans cette veine-là. All right, let's go. Nice. I could never pull those off, but you do. You look great, as you always do. I was talking to I felt like, there wasn't a ton to build on offensively tonight, but I did feel like, it was nice to see you back. A little bit of juice whenever the ball did come your way, and you guys seem to have a little bit of a connection. Did you get that sense as well?
Yeah, for sure. I think the Elements had some issues too, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's not our football. I mean, we're much better than that. We know it, and we obviously need to start producing at a high level. We got some big games coming up here on the road, so we're really excited about that. We're gonna wash this slate clean. We got to get off of this 5-game losing streak quick.
Yeah, do you feel? I know individually, you guys. I've been asking the guys, and nobody seems to agree with me. I think individually, you guys are all confident. Collectively, you guys are normally. Do you feel like the confidence has dipped a little bit just because of the losing streak, and maybe there are mistakes that are being made that you guys don't tip?
CFL, we are second in the division.
I know.
So yeah, it's been awful. We've been dealing with a lot of injuries, and we're seeing guys come back. So I have utmost confidence when we're all healthy and we're out there playing. So it's just a matter of getting our guys back and just making sure we execute at a high level. We're just really bad mistakes on simple plays. We know we could be executing that and winning.
How do you get a level head when you obviously the name of the game is sustaining drives, but when you can't sustain those drives and you have to come on the sideline and kind of regroup and figure it out, how do you keep a level head to make sure that you're giving yourself the best chance while out on the field?
I mean, as a receiver, from my perspective, there's not much I can do.
Right.
You know what I mean? So a little hot head sometimes, but at the end of the day, you can only control the controllables. Yeah. If I'm sitting here dwelling because I can't control, man. I'm just putting myself in a bad spot. In the CFL game, last 3 minutes is, the biggest opportunity. So to the last second, there could be an opportunity. So it's all about just staying in the game, being ready for when that time comes, executing at a high level.
Okay. Just want to throw it out there. We're going to ask you the old Dutch crunchy question of the game in just a couple seconds, but I just want to know more about the mindset going into Saskatchewan. Like, what's the plan? Like, how do you come out there next week and just
swing? You got to swing. Yeah. Go out there, swing, throw the ball, be aggressive, run the ball, play great defense. That's where it's going to start. A complete switch, right? We're just going to have to come out and be physical, play our game.
Because in that's what we're talking about to Sankey about that. But just in 2023 in September, you guys flipped the switch, and not to look back, that's 2 years ago. It's ancient history. But how do you flip that switch?
It's going to be our best players playing their best football. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like when we get all of our guys back, and even the guys that are stepping in, we need them to be playing high level football. You know what I mean? Like it takes 12 guys, to make a play work great. Yeah. If one guy messes up, the guys, just the whole play is messed up. So, we all need to be working. We all need to be meshing really well, and that's how we really flip that switch.
Okay. Lastly, my old Dutch question of the night: the worst weather that you've ever played football in. Just careful, you got a wasp behind you.
Worst weather?
Yeah, the worst weather you've ever played in. Anywhere? No, anytime.
Anywhere?
Yeah.
Worst weather might have been Winnipeg 2023 all red game here.
Yeah, that was bad.
Pretty close.
That was bad.
I'm gonna be honest. And then there was a practice in 2023. It was all snow. You guys weren't there, but that might have been the second time.
Yeah,
but probably the rain.
All right. Yeah, that one. There was a weather delay in that one too because there was some lightning there. That one was pretty bad. I forgot about that. Yeah.
No snow yet, but
hopefully,
I'm sure it's coming.
Hopefully December. We don't need it before November. Thank you, Austin. Nice to see you back out on the field.
All
right. Austin Mack of the Montreal Alouettes had a performance. OK. Donc, malheureusement, je ne pense pas qu'on va être en mesure de parler à Lorenzo Burke. On va donner 1 minute ou deux. Parti? On ne sait pas. OK. On va lire quelques commentaires de plus. Mais je pense que ça va être tout aujourd'hui. Bon. Where were we in the questions? He was a good player. Underrated. Rudley was a really good player. He was very good in Montreal and then went to BC and was excellent. Brandon Rudley was a really, really good player. I'm glad that you mentioned that, Anthony. It was really to see him out here. Always love seeing the alumni. On met aucune pression sur adverse la semaine prochaine. Trevor Harris, ça va être une catastrophe. Écoute, on n'a pas mis de pression sur le cas ce soir. Pas beaucoup. Mais écoute, on a déjà vu des matchs ou des semaines où ça quand même assez rapidement. Donc, je suis pas prêt à dire que c'est une catastrophe la semaine prochaine. On va faire les ajustements. On va avoir une semaine complète de pratique. Et comme Austin Mack a dit, swing. Faut prendre nos élans, faut essayer de lancer le ballon et continuer avec le jeu au sol parce que ça a quand même bien fonctionné ce soir. Malheureusement, que Sean Thomas Arlington s'est blessé, il n'est pas revenu au match. Donc, c'est entièrement possible que ça soit Travis Tice et Stevie Scott, mais les deux ont quand même très bien performé. Donc, on a 3 très bons demi-offensifs ici. OK, quelques commentaires de plus. 5 is a solid leader. If the slide continues, not even make the playoffs. Time for a shake-up. Get us a new running back. Don't care if he's from Quebec or not. They have 3 good running backs, and it is what it is. OK, je pense que ça va être tout pour ce soir. Merci tout d'être à l'écoute. J'apprécie les commentaires. Et je sais que ça n'a pas été facile ce soir. J'espère qu'il n'y a personne qui ose dire que j'ai fait des excuses parce que j'en ai pas fait. C'était extrêmement difficile. Mais c'est évidemment, c'est une situation en ce moment qui fait mal. On ressent vraiment des difficultés. Donc, on va essayer de revenir en force. Et c'est ça, on aura une autre opportunité la semaine prochaine contre les Rough Riders de la Saskatchewan. Les 2 prochains vont être sur la route. Donc, c'est samedi prochain à Regina et la semaine d'après à Toronto, vendredi soir. Et on va être prêt, on va être 5-6 contre les Stampeders de Calgary. Donc, merci beaucoup tout le monde qui a laissé un commentaire. Merci à tout le monde qui a juste écouté. On a pris tout le love, tout le feedback, tous les critiques. On adore les interactions avec vous. Merci. Merci à Brandon Rutley, l'ancien des Alouettes, qui est en visite à Montréal. Une belle surprise, je le savais même. Mais merci tout le monde. On se recroise à Regina dans une semaine. Merci, bonne soirée.